Hey everybody, it's another episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club. It's actually the third episode I am recording tonight, even though you won't see them all on the same day. It's been a busy day, so if I look like I'm wearing the same shirt all over the place, you know. I don't know why it looks fuzzy here. I have the settings set for 1080p, but maybe my front camera just doesn't do that very well. I don't know. Let me see if I can adjust the brightness in the room here by a smidge. Sometimes that sharpens things up. Yeah, that helped a little bit. Yeah, that helped a little bit. It's not quite as fuzzy. Anyway, what do we got going on? We're going to be doing something that I've had before, I'm sure, but I believe I have not reviewed it. I don't know if I've reviewed anything from them, even though I've drank many bottles from them before, so we'll have to find out. This is Dewar's 12. Double aged in first fill bourbon casks. And it says down at the bottom, double aged for extra smoothness. Generally, Dewar's is a lower priced brand, usually mid shelf, in the $20 to $25 range, and it's usually aged 6 years. It's blended Scotch whiskey. Not bad for what it is, for the price. It's a good introductory bottle to Scotch. This has been aged, of course, for twice as long, so it's 12 years, which puts it in the running with things like Glenmorangie, Glenfiddich, Glenlivet, all the Glen ones, and Macallan. It's not quite the same tier of quality as some of those ones, but it's pretty close at this level from what I remember. And I'm interested in having it refresh my memory. It is more expensive than the normal one. This bottle, if I'm remembering correctly, was $36.99. I should probably check, to be honest. I've got the app for my grocery store that I go to here. And you know what? I'm going to see if I can scan. Yeah, $36.99 at my local grocery store here in Ohio. It is 80 proof, so standard. Nothing too flashy. We're going to pop open the cork here. There's a cat in the kitchen getting into the bags that this came in. Nice little satisfying cork pop. It looks like it is a natural cork. Smells nice. Smells like a nice Highland Scotch. Go ahead and pour it. Set that aside and get the cork back in. It's got a nice standard whiskey color. Nice golden brown. Smells very good. Smells a lot like a Macallan or a Glenfiddich. And because it's a blended whiskey, it may have gotten some of its character from each of those. Because a lot of these, if they're doing blended, and they sometimes add in from other people. It's distilled, blended, and bottled in Scotland. Of course, it has to be Scotch. Stage 1, we age malts and grains separately. Stage 2, we blend and then age again in first fill bourbon casks. So, enough mucking about. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. has a similar taste to Glenmorangie. A little bit brighter, a little bit of brightness at the end of the tongue. That reminds me a little bit of Irish whiskey. A little bit of that clean effervescence almost, that spring water kind of quality. It is recognizable as a solid Highland Scotch. I haven't had the regular introductory Dewars for a while, the 6-year, but this tastes very close, just more advanced with more depth of flavor. You can taste a bit of the wood from the bourbon casks leaking through there. A nice bit of woodiness. There's a bit of a fruit hint, but it's kind of like pears. It's not as pronounced as like an apple, but it's kind of like pears. Mild, understated. It's a nice addition. It's got a nice tingliness on the tongue. The top layer of my tongue is going a little numb. But not in a sharp way that you would get with something like Jack Daniels or like an American whiskey. It's not much of a bite. And it has a little bit of warmth too. There's a little bit of not a warmth kind of growing in my chest from it. Not super dramatic, but the more I sit here, the more it kind of is like, it's nice and pleasant. This is a nice fall scotch, I think. Now, right now, it's spring in Ohio as I'm recording this. So it's a bit warm, but it is a cooler day outside. So it's kind of nice on a slightly cooler day. Let's try another one now that the palate has adjusted and see what the second one does. Second one's a bit more sour, as what happens usually with these kind of scotches. A bit warmer, but you're still definitely getting that pear kind of essence coming up on the middle of the tongue now, not just at the end, because the taste buds change between the first and the second drink, because some of them are kind of numbed a little bit, some of them are desensitized, because of the way that alcohol works. Different distillations will affect your taste buds in different ways. That's why we always drink twice. Not bad. Not bad. It's not particularly dramatic, but it is starting to warm things up more on that second one. This would definitely be a nice choice on a cooler day, like a fall day, mid to late fall before it really starts to get cold, and maybe early spring when it's still got a bit of a chill in the air before it truly starts getting warm heading into summer. So I like it. It is a more mature, more advanced form of the original Dewars. And I know there's one or two other expressions after this. There's like a single barrel, I think, or maybe it's a single malt. I don't remember for sure. I haven't seen it at my grocery store, though. It comes in an entirely different kind of bottle, like it's a diamond-shaped bottle, like a parallelogram kind of thing. And I don't know the price on that because they haven't had it locally, and I haven't made the attempt to order anything special for a while. I've been trying to rely on just what I can get here locally to save money. But not bad. I'm pleased with it. It's between a slow sipper and something that you would kind of go through a little bit with a group of people. You could have a group of people and go through a couple glasses each of this and not feel too bad. It's not something that's so harsh that you want to sit and let it, savor for a while. It's decent. I'm not saying that about the taste. I'm just saying about the strength and about the effect of it. But it is pretty good. I'm a fan. And it's not that expensive. At $36.99, I think that's probably an appropriate price for it. I've tasted other scotches that had a similar profile to this that were in like the $60 range. So this is pretty good to fit in with that crowd and be only $36.99. So, with all that being said, Dewar's 12-year double aged in first full bourbon casks for extra smoothness, blended Scotch whiskey, $36.99 in my local market here in Ohio. Your prices, of course, may differ based on local regulations and taxes. And it's good stuff. I recommend it. It's definitely a good one to have with. This might be a good choice with a Burns night supper, with a lot of nice, rich food, some Scottish sausages, maybe that kind of thing, some potatoes, good stuff. A lot of gravy. Gotta have the gravy. I think this would go awesome as something to sip on while you're having something drenched in gravy. I'm a gravy man. I like gravy. Anyway, it's not a food channel. It could be, but it's not. So that's it. I recommend it. I like it. And I'll probably get it again going forward. And until next time, as always,